Hello candidates, I am going to dictate you a passage from Kailash Chandra magazine. So please get ready for the dictation. The dictation will start after 15 seconds. Mr. Deputy Chairman, I cordially welcome this bill. We cannot do too much for our children, nor can the importance of looking after neglected and delinquent children be exaggerated. It is but right that the central government should set up a model law and also try to operate that law in a manner which can be imitated by all the states. Therefore, whatever observations any one of us may have to make can only be with a view to improving the bill and making its provisions effective. Sir, under the bill, two kinds of institutions are to be set up: children's homes for the neglected children and special schools for the delinquent children. Throughout the bill, these two institutions are kept entirely separate. I do not see why there should not be an exchange between these two institutions in suitable cases. There may be delinquent children whose delinquency could be easily removed and whose retention in the special school may not be advantageous. While it may not be possible to restore the child to a parent or guardian, it should be possible to put it in a children's home. Similarly, some children in the children's home may prove nuisance and danger to the other children, and it may be worthwhile to remove those children to the special schools. I do not see any provision where the administrator or competent authority can make this exchange. I think at least it should be provided in the rules. There is a provision about religious denomination in a special schools, but I do not see why a similar provision has not been inserted so far as the children's homes are concerned. The same thing must apply to the children's homes also. In fact, it should be made applicable to them to a greater extent. I believe that so far as the children's homes are concerned, it is not so wise for the state to have its own homes, but they should encourage charitable institutions like the Ramakrishna Mission to start homes under their assistance, because if the state directly undertakes this task, it must have a sufficient number of institutions and sufficient resources at its disposal to do the work thoroughly throughout the state. I do not know if any authority will get the financial resources to apply this bill immediately. Therefore, that territorial authority will have to do the work beat by beat. Further, I find that there is no provision here for financial assistance to homes which are run by private non-official institutions. If a child is entrusted to some private individual who is willing to take charge of him, I think that will be the most satisfactory method of looking after the child. If there are such persons and if they are poor, there is no reason why the state should not assist them. Of course, you have to have a proper supervising agency to see that the child is being looked after well and is being treated well. But subject to this condition, there should be an effort to put as many children as possible in homes, especially in homes where there are no children, where they can be looked after well as their own children, and if poor people are willing to take them, they should be assisted. A multiplicity of methods is required for this purpose, and it is not a question of either having a state homes or nothing at all. Sir, to run the children's homes and the special schools, a special type of individuals is needed. It is necessary to select people who are psychologically fit to deal with the children. It requires a great deal of affection and patience to deal with these delinquent children. They should understand the minds and souls of the children. So only people with natural sympathy who can deal with them with a great deal of patience should be selected. If recruitment is made just as government officials are appointed, then I do not think these homes will be run satisfactorily. It is prescribed that sociological experts and others are to be on the boards. I do not know whether expert knowledge is needed to decide whether a child is neglected or whether expert knowledge is not needed to look after a child when he is put into a children's home or into a special school. A special arrangements must be made in this regard, and probably it may be worthwhile to have an all India institution where a special officers can be trained to be sent to look after these children's homes in all the states as well as in the union territories. This is a matter which requires a great deal of consideration. I hope, sir, that as a result of this bill, beggars will become extinct. I entirely endorse all that has been said by Dr. Kunjru regarding the necessity to take away beggars' children. A beggar must be automatically deemed to be unfit to support a child, and his child must be put in a children's home.